Okay, so here we are, the selection process. This is where it gets exciting. You've seen the contenders, okay? You see who's the top dogs, who's the front runners, who's the dark horses and the underdogs. Well, here we are now. We have the power of AI, artificial intelligence. As you can see, I'm surrounded by it. It's gonna help us fill out our brackets for this competition. So get your scratch paper ready, get a pencil, okay? You're gonna wanna fill out your bracket completely so you'll be ready for some of these office pools that are gonna be going on, I'm sure, this week. There's a lot of excitement in the air. So as you can see, the AI is running. Alphabetical list of the contenders was created with numbers, and as you can see through a random selection process, it has already begun. And look at the first matchup. So much of this competition is gonna come down to matchups. This is where it's gonna get so interesting, you know? So first matchup already has been set with San Andreas versus Transformers Age of Extinction in round one. So already, such an interesting matchup. These are both big budget spectacle kind of set piece movies, but as you know, the movie doesn't have anything to do with the competition. It's simply the lenticular cover. I would say both the lenticular covers on these are big budget spectacle, sort of set piece, tent pole quality images. So San Andreas v Transformers Age of Extinction should be very interesting. We'll keep our eyes on this matchup in round one. Already another matchup has been set, The Walk versus Wrath of the Titans 3D, just brutal. It's unbelievable to see. This is where it's gonna come down. I would call both of these front runners, absolute front runners. And so to know that one of these front runners is gonna be cut out of the competition in round one, that's what makes this interesting, you know? That's what makes this so hard to predict who's actually gonna make it all the way. Matchups will have a lot to do with it. So The Walk v Wrath of the Titans 3D, round one. Okay, another one has already been set. Here's another interesting one. Another front runner versus a front runner, I would say. I mean, all of these, let's be honest, all of these contenders are front runners in their own right. But here we have Jupiter Ascending versus The Good Dinosaur in the first round. Both of these covers are doing so much. I mean, just multiple layers of lenticular action taking place. Kind of top quality production. So one of these though won't make it out of round one. It's painful and as exciting as that is. Look at this, another matchup has already been set by our AI working hard. Mad Max Fury Road versus Edge of Tomorrow. Holy smokes, two adrenaline pumping covers, you know, adrenaline pumping, lenticular covers. A lot of testosterone on these two covers, so it's gonna be mano a mano, you know, kind of battle. Round one, Mad Max v Edge of Tomorrow. We'll be looking forward to that. Another matchup has been set below that. As you can see, these are coming out quick. I hope you're jotting down these matchups and you're gonna be able to make your picks, okay, over the next few hours and get your picks in, get your wagers in. Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance has been matched up against Star Trek Into Darkness 3D. Wow, these matchups, it's brutal. It's brutal because we're gonna lose so many great contenders in this first round. It's gonna be a bloodbath to see who makes it. I mean, there's gonna be some broken hearts out there because each one of these lenticular covers has its own fan base, you know? So Ghost Rider, Star Trek, ooh, I mean, talk about tough to pick. I have no idea. They're both top tier covers, beautiful artwork. It's not getting any easier. These matchups are through the roof. The AI is doing its job. Random nature of the world is working as we see Final Destination 5 has been pitted against Predator 3D now. Again, impossible to pick, impossible to know what will happen when these two face off against each other and who's gonna come out on top. They're both doing so much good. Oh, it's gonna be just a celebration and a moment of absolute triumph and loss simultaneously when some of these matchups are determined in round one. Okay, the action continues with 47 Ronin v. Batman vs. Superman. Everyone wanted to see Batman vs. Superman, who this cover would be matched up with, and now we see it is none other than 47 Ronin. There's so much speculation and excitement around the Batman vs. Superman, lenticular cover, whether it can redeem some of the loss that some of the harm the movie itself wrought upon the franchise, upon the brand of Batman v Superman. So a lot of excitement around that title. Lots of people were anticipating that to see who it came up against. 47 Ronin is going to have its work cut out for itself when it faces off against Batman v Superman. And right after this, look at this. Now here's another interesting matchup. Two top quality lenticular covers. Jurassic World 3D has been pitted against Zootopia. Two somewhat, family-friendly covers, I would say. I mean, the Jurassic World 3D does have a little bit of scary themage within its cover art, but both of these covers are what I would call kind of family-friendly, top-tier, big summer lenticular covers going up against each other. Who knows what's gonna happen? And look at this. Two of these covers that have massive sort of cult followings at this point, I would describe them as. Point Break has come out in round one, facing off against Tron. Wow, what a matchup. I mean, both of these covers are moving. I think I said the same thing about both of these covers. They could be hung up on the wall as artwork in, probably a lot of museums around the world, respectable kind of walls, places where you look at the wall and you say, that's nice kind of deal. Point Break v Tron. These are two covers that I'm both rooting for, and I have no idea how this matchup is gonna shake out. Let's keep it moving. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. There you see the abbreviation, came up, matched up against Pixels 3D. That's an out of control matchup. Both of those I would call kind of dark horses in this competition, not quite underdogs, just you don't know what to expect. And they're going up against each other. So one of them is gonna make it into round two. It's extremely exciting. Moving on, we see Minions has now been pitted against Warcraft, the beginning. This is interesting. Warcraft, another one of these kind of big budget outsiders that made it in to the selections. And now it's got to face off against this kind of AAA threat, Minions. I mean, this cover had a lot of studio money behind it. It could have gone a lot of ways, so we'll see how it does in the competition. Round one action continues. We've got Men in Black 3 against Moana. Well, look, this is an interesting matchup, but I don't see any other way of handicapping this than in Moana's favor. Men in Black 3 has a puncher's chance, I would call it, against Moana, but it's got a puncher's chance. It's got to keep swinging and this round one, and it's got to hope for a little bit of luck because Moana is a tough cookie. Okay, Moana's a tough cookie and it's a tough nut to crack. We'll see how that shakes out. Moving on, we're almost done. Hobbit, Unexpected Journey against Goosebumps. Two other kind of magical kind of covers, magical themes on display. It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, matched up, what a matchup that one is. Kind of a matchup of the fantastical. Hobbit v Goosebumps, round one. Here's two sci-fi covers that got matched up. Pacific Rim 3D v Valerian. What a matchup that is. Valerian, a little bit of one of these outsiders, but on a sci-fi footing, sci-fi v sci-fi. I think it got lucky with this Pacific Rim 3D. It could have an upset in round one. The last couple here, TMNT Ninja Turtles 3D versus Godzilla. Two big budget spectacle covers, blockbuster covers facing off. And the last matchup, oh boy, they might have saved best for last, some would argue. Star Wars Force Awakens versus Gravity. Holy smokes, talk about a couple of the big boys going toe-to-toe on that one. No one knows how that one's gonna shake out. No one knows how any of this is gonna shake out. All we know is the excitement is real, the excitement is palpable. People are filling out their brackets, they're wagering dollars all over the globe as we speak. The first round of action will be in the near future. Look forward to it. Okay, so that's it, everyone. We've got the competitors on the field, okay? We've got the matchups in place. Tune in for the next round when these 32 teams go toe-to-toe in this vicious competition, weeding out the chaff, okay? Cream of the crop will rise as we see these 32 teams be reduced to 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, and finally a number 1. Keep those peepers peeled. It's gonna get exciting.